So my name is Penina. I'm speaking from Namibia, Swakopmund. And this morning we have 1 hour to discuss on how sector collaboration can drive social economy. So in the session for today, I'm with Ms. Jacobina and Ms. Sarah Ekondo. And also we have Medina, who will come and speak about social enterprise in Namibia and also collaboration. So we welcome you. We are happy to discuss with you the way forward. Before we go on, we will share the housekeeping for this session. So please keep your video on if it's possible. Show your name and your company in the chat. So unmute only when you want to speak. And if there's question, you can still put the question in the chatting session by raising your hand, and I hope you will enjoy the session. Yes, thank you very much. So before I go on, I just want to share that how do we find ourselves here as Namibian. So this journey started on 2023 in Naivasha, where the Namibian chapter was launched in Kenya, where I also attended. And from there, when I come back home, I start doing advocacy with the public sector, private sector. That was now 2024. I started this advocacy in February, and then from there, I continue to talk about catalysts and how collaboration can change our community, how collaboration can drive social economy. So in the mid-year around June last year, I have one private sector who buy in the idea and decide that, okay, it will be good to share social enterprise with the civil society organization just for to know how to sustain their impact through creating the social enterprise. That was our breakthrough. And then the outcome for that discussion, it happened this year, where we hold the design thinking training with Ms. Jacobine from the Namibia Commission on Research, Science and Technology. This is in the government agency of research in Namibia. And then that collaboration has really motivated me that it can be done. It can be done. And the outcome of that collaboration, it have impacted 20 offenders in the correctional who have attended the design thinking training. It was a breakthrough for us. We did not just end there. On the 23 to 24 October, we were able to train the 15 CSOs on social enterprise and design thinking. So on the screen here is just a indication of our short journey where we started. Like I mentioned already, we can see that the launch was done on 2023 during Naivasha. That the event took place from 27 to 29. So Namibia chapter was launched. And I started advocacy here. You can see Enana, Swakopmund, and Windhoek. And then 2024 February, also I continue with this advocacy. Then through Catalyst also, we partnership with African Social Enterprise Workshop This is one member of Catalyst who's based in Nigeria and UK. So together with this collaboration, it is where the master class with Namibia Commission Research Science and Technology, where Ms. Jacobina is how we come up together with this. So meaning that really the collaboration, at first I wasn't really aware that is it really doable. And through Catalyst, I come to realize that yes, when I heard about social enterprise collaboration, Catalyst is about collaboration. This awareness, it brings motivation by listening to different speakers on Catalyst. It brings the awareness that no, this thing, it will be done. Then I decide to test it. So how do I test it? Is by reaching out to Namibia Commission Research Science and Technology. As a big agent for the government, I was really scared. And when we were talking during the week, some people are talking that no, it's very scary to work with the government. But for me, I tested that. Is it really that collaboration can happen with the government agency? So I tested it and I proved that it can be done. And for me, this collaboration that it's about uniting our strengths and bringing research together. Because I can say, like, I have audience. Yes, I have people to attend the training, but I don't have the curriculum. I don't have the facilitator on the design thinking. But when I reached to Namibia Namibia Commission Research Science and Technology, they offered me their trainer and the materials. And she even traveled from Windhoek to Swakopmund, where I am. That is about 300 something kilometers, just to come and share this design thinking training for the offenders. Because you know that once they are empowered, they are able to come up with new innovation ideas that can benefit their life and also sustain their life. So, and then with the local agents also, with the local agency, hello? So with the local agency, we come up with the training. Like I said, we are talking about innovation in education. I have the ideas, and I don't have the people. So the cross-sector collaboration, it helps me to get the people who can be trained on social enterprise. So that is really that I tested it, and when I tested it, it works. That means really that if we continue, the framework that I use, that when I come back, yes, I go there. I call it the proposal time. I do advocacy, research, and also generate active support from people and do the research in the country who's doing this, who's giving design thinking courses. And then from there, I come in the conception process. When now we come in the agreement and the buying of the private sector, then we come in the point where we are delivering. I call it delivery process, where we are now facilitating and giving training in the country. And also the last step that is left now is to nurture. How can we sustain this collaboration? How to nurture the people to make sure that everyone benefits in the resources that we have in the country. And then our hope now for the future in Catalyst in Namibia is to raise our membership to 50 membership. That's our plan for next year. So with that, I will give the opportunity to Ms. Jacobin just to tell us about their innovation and where can we collaborate with other people from different countries. Yes, we know that Catalyst is about collaboration. Ms. Jacobina, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Penina, for reaching out to NCRST. As Ms. Penina said, my name is Jacobina Mutenya, and I work for the National Commission of Research, Science and Technology. And we are, as she said, we are a government agency that falls under the Ministry of Education. It has now a long name, abbreviated as MISEC. So we were established under the Research, Science, Technology and Innovation Act, where our role is to coordinate and facilitate research, science, technology and innovation in the country. And through that, we do it through partnership, because without partnership, we cannot do this. And our partnership is basically based on the programs that we develop within the commission. And I think one of the programs that we had collaborated with Ms. Penina, where we offered training to 20 offenders, is what we call the Grassroots Innovation Program, where we go out into the regions and try and advocate for social innovation from the grassroots level. And how we do this is we go out and we train innovators so that they can be able to access national funded programs that support innovation. And when we develop these programs, we look at how they are answering to national development programs or plans, such as the current National Development Plan 6. And one of the things that we mainly look at is employment creation. And through that, we had partnered with so many private sectors as well as public sectors that are also looking at advancing national development goals for our country, mainly towards employment creation. And one of those programs is what we call the National Innovation Challenge for Women, where we support female innovators. I think one of them is in the call. She will tell us in terms of how our collaboration with the private sector who actually funded this program have benefited her social innovation enterprise. And so based on that, we train these female innovators, we coach them, we mentor them, and at the end, they get funding towards advancing or scaling their social innovation. So maybe just to say that those who are looking into getting funding, especially for running social enterprises in the space where we are in, I think one of the biggest funders of social enterprises is actually institutions that have corporate social responsibility divisions or departments. Those are the ones that mostly fund social enterprises because of the responsibility that they have towards the nation through that specific division. And also other funders, especially private, is also just to look into, adverts or calls that this institution also share in terms of them putting out calls for funding towards social enterprises. So with that said, I think I will hand over to Ms. Penina. Ms. Ambodi, I think you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Ms. Jacobina. So, and thank you for the insight that you just discussed with us. Now we can see, is there any shower in the chatting? Please let us give some showers to Ms. Jacobine, as she just shared what we have in Namibia. So as we continue to discuss the cross sector collaboration, it is true that in Namibia we are blessed to have some enabling conducive environment that is really expanding, especially this year. We can see really a lot of enabling factors that can help us to be successful innovators, and also drive our social economy in our country. So in this discussion, we also have Ms. Esther from Namibia Planning Commission. So we are talking about that cross-section collaboration. It also needs a enabling environment. So Mr. Esther, if you are here with us, we just want to share with us that how does enabling environment in Namibia looks like when it comes to policies in our country based on innovation and social enterprise. Ms. Esther, if you are with us, you can come in and share with us.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Penina and everyone here. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you so much. No, thank you so much for the opportunity. As introduced, my name is Esther. We are commissioned under the Office of the President. And yes, well, in Namibia, in terms of an enabling environment for social enterprises, we have a lot that is going on. We do have sector policies that are not really specifically aimed at social enterprises, but it acts as an enabling environment. There are particularly two policies that I would like to highlight that are quite recent. But before I get to those ones, we do have sector policies. Sector policies are based on the sectors in which social enterprises in our country are operating. For example, if we are in the MSME space, if there are social enterprises there, we have an MSME policy. We have different sector-based policies that speak to social enterprises. It's just a matter of tapping into opportunities that are presented by these particular policies. I would like to highlight two recent policies in the country. We have the social contracting policy by the Ministry of Health and Social Services that was launched, I believe, towards the end of 2024. Sorry, I'm getting a call. But this policy really is aimed at, supporting social enterprises to thrive within their respective environments. So basically, when we talk about the social contracting policy, it's an enabling policy that allows social enterprises, particularly civil society organizations, and I think the term social enterprises is an emerging concept, especially in the Namibian context, because most of what we are referring to is civil society organizations, but then there is a mixed understanding in terms of social enterprises and civil society organizations. But leaving that there, we do have the social contracting policy, which helps social enterprises to contract or do procurement, to engage in procurement with government. We know that they are good at what they do. They have the expertise, they have the skills, they have the monitoring and the evaluation skills that we need as government and other stakeholders. So they are really the ones that we are tapping into to support us and to help us. Then we have the new policy that is in draft. We have the government of the Republic of Namibia, civil society organizations, partnership and engagement policy that was reviewed and concluded in August 2024, correct, right? Last year, basically. And this policy is creating an enabling environment for social enterprises to partner with government institutions, respective social causes. So we have those two policies that are really speaking specifically to the needs of social enterprises. Yes, thank you, ma'am. I submit.
Thank you, Ms. Nganges, Ms. Esther Nganges from Namibia Planning Commission. Let's just give some showers for Ms. Esther. So, and then the next speaker will be Ms. Sarah Ekonto, just some of the successful story of collaboration with Namibia Commission Research, Science and Technology in Namibia. Ms. Sarah, over to you. Ms. Sarah? Miss Sarah, we cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Hello? Miss Sarah?
Maybe it's the network. Her mic is not on
Yeah.
mute, so maybe it's the network.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we can
Are you
hear you
able to
now.
hear me now?
Yeah, you are able to hear you now.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Miss Ambody, for the opportunity. I'm sorry, I'm a bit remote. I think my understanding of the time was a bit different. I think I thought we were set for 10 o'clock Namibian time, but I'm sorry for that. So I'm Sarah Akondo from Awana Foods. So Awana Foods is a value addition venture that was set up to add value to local and indigenous food products or fresh produce. And we started in 2020, and in 2021 we got grant funding from the National Commission for Research, Science and Technology, which is the NCRST, under the NICW, which is the National Innovation Challenge for Women Award. And what we gained from there was what I termed to be patient capital, because unlike the traditional financing models that expects social enterprises that expects enterprises to return or give return on the investment immediately, this grant funding provided us with the time and flexibility to grow impactfully and sustainably. So for Awana Foods, this type of support has been very transformative. Our mission has always been rooted in creating impact, in empowering smallholder farmers and reducing post-harvest losses.
Hello?
See, when it comes to impact, so they require time to build trust within the farming communities, to perfect the processing methods, and also to establish reliable markets for our products. So with the funding from the NCRST, that gave us the space and freedom to innovate, to make mistakes and to learn, and also to build a strong foundation before chasing profitability. It allowed us to focus on impact first, confident that the profits will naturally follow as we strengthened our model within the communities or the environments that we established. So in many ways, this funding was more than just capital. It was a vote of confidence in our vision. It recognized that real lasting change within the agricultural value chain requires patience, and that women-led enterprises are given the time and support to grow in order for them to drive sustainable impact across communities. So essentially what we do, for example, we source tomatoes from smallholder farmers, and then we add value to that by drying, and we make vegetable powders like tomato powders. We also do dried fruits. We do concentrate syrups and teas. So we basically just source value added or fresh produce in its raw state, and then add value to lengthen shelf life and to create shelf stable products. But in short, that is it, and that has been really the transformative support that we received from the NCRST that has enabled us to grow and scale the way we did in such a short period of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Some showers for Sarah Ekondo. Some showers. Let me see some showers. Showers
Maybe
on the chat.
Penina, maybe she
Yes,
can also
ma'am.
just tell us in terms of employment creation, in terms of the employment, because the end goal of the program was also geared towards economic development in terms of employment creation.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So within terms of employment creation, we pivoted our organization to focus more on people with disabilities.
Hello,
for us. So
Miss
if you
Sarah, are you
look
with
at
us?
our yes, you'll understand that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying, in terms of employment, we focused on employing people living with hearing impairments. So deaf people, those are the people that we employ within our neighborhood. This is also because oftentimes from your normal conventional employment opportunities, these people are sidelined. We have about 5 women or girls, ladies that work for our neighborhoods that are deaf. And then in that, it's also then the other employment opportunities that are created within the value chain in terms of the farmers, the casual workers that we get into at different seasons of production. But mostly we focus on employing people with hearing impairments, deaf people. And if you look at our social media pages, you also see quite a bit of sign language and all of that there, because on top of the impact within the agricultural space, we felt a need to raise awareness around inclusivity in employment spaces for people with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Yes, really, listening on our discussion, we can confirm that really uniting our strengths from private, public, private CSOs and all social innovators, it can make a difference in our community. And it can also help us to scale, to reach to more people. So when we are valuing collaboration. So as I discussed that really collaboration also, it doesn't just need to be formed from nowhere. It comes from trust. It comes from aligning our values with the organization that we want to partnership with. It comes with also transparency, responsibility, and reciprocity toward each other. So it doesn't just happen in a vacuum, but it have also the principles that whoever we want to collaborate with, we need to make sure that they are also speaking to our vision, they are speaking to our mission, and we have the same purpose to make our community a better place. If there's any question, we can let me know. Then our speakers can also answer our questions. So if there's no question, we can continue. From the academia, also, we have Miss Dina in our chat. If she's here, Miss Dina, are you here? Just to tell us, she's currently doing a research on social enterprise and collaboration in Namibia. And I just want her to discuss her experience through surveys and questions that how does collaboration looks like in Namibia and now in the future. Ms. Dina, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning, colleagues. This is Emily Vatilifa. Dina, yes, is my other name, and Usiku is my maiden name. So I am not a social entrepreneur, but I am an academician. So I am doing a research. My topic is a support framework for sustainable social enterprises in Namibia. So, and I don't want to belie. So it seems like it is the first research in Namibia that is carrying on. So through my research of 3 years, because I am in the final year and I am unpacking everything for the submission. Thank you, Ms. Penina, for inviting me to this platform. And thank you for having the government employees, Ms. Esther. So thank you for having you here. And thank you for the information you shared. So you indicated the very good information from your office that you don't have a legal framework policy for the social enterprises. So that is a very excellent information from your office. So let me not dilute your things. I just want to add, and I just want to give you some findings from my research. So as a researcher, so about the collaboration you are talking about here. So yes, there is, but I think there is a need to a big impact to say to collaborate with the community. So because how to collaborate with the community, if I can ask that question. So in the community where I was in the field, there is a need of a training, maybe from the government, a need from the training, a need to drive the approach in the community. So the capacity building is also needed there. The infrastructure and support services is also one of the most important collaboration we need to fix. So the monitoring and the evaluation is also needed there. So apart from that, the current landscape of social enterprises in our country. So things are there, but the implementation is needed. The social entrepreneurship concept and the social enterprises concept, they are not understood in Namibia, but material-wise and innovation is there. So we only need to implement that. And we also, I think we need the head from the planning commission. So as Esther mentioned here that she mentioned the Ministry of Health. I got help from the Ministry of Health. So apart from the policy, the legal policy or the legal framework for the social enterprises, the Ministry of Health have some circulars because my research is based on the North. So I made a connection with the Ministry of Health in Oshikoto and in Oshana and in Ohangwena. So they have the internal policy in their ministry or in their region that can be used by the social enterprises. Though those owning the social enterprises in the North, they do not understand the term. They understand it in this other way around as a what is that word? It is not, Meme Penina, you can assist. It's not social enterprises, but they said, I don't have my findings here. I'm just taking from my head. It is not SMS. I mean SMEs.
Maybe civil society.
Yes.
Maybe civil society organization.
Yes, civil society. And they also have another word. But when I was trying to explain the meaning, they said, oh, your meaning is it how we understand it. So it is the same, but different concept. And I understand that what they need, they mentioned the implementation of the social entrepreneurship as a subject in the school. You know, currently we have entrepreneurship in school, but we don't have social entrepreneurship. So we need social entrepreneurship to be implemented or to be developed in the high institution, the public one, and in the public schools, more especially in the secondary school, so that the youth can start with the social entrepreneurship subject and to proceed to the higher institution for us to have a young social entrepreneurs. Because currently we only have the old social entrepreneurs in Namibia for the retired people. So after their retirement, they start opening the social enterprises, you know. So we don't have young people or young social entrepreneurs. So they need funds. They are complaining about the requirements for the registration of their businesses. So hence they don't have fund, or they don't qualified to be given a grant from the government, or to be given a loan from the bank, or to be given, to succeed to have a donor, because they didn't register their businesses. So the majority did not register their business. I think the government needed to do something, so to go in the field. Or I also recommend the future researchers in Namibia, so to do more research on social entrepreneurship. So the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Environment, they requested me to submit my document. So maybe next year, if I'm happening to submit my document this month. So I promised to deliver the document to the Ministry of Health and to the Ministry of Environment, because those are the ministries assisted me throughout the research. And the NCR where Miss Esther, is not Esther, who is from Jacobin, né? If I'm not mistaken. So those who also assisted me, they give me a letter and they asked me to submit my document so that maybe we can share and polish our social entrepreneurship in our country. I think I spoke a lot, and I have a lot to be spoken. Thank you so much for this time, Miss Heimbody. I think I can end there.
Thank you, Miss Dina. Some showers from Miss Dina. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, we are talking about leveraging cross-sector collaboration to drive social economy. And we talk about that innovation really is something that can drive social innovation. And we identified some needs here. So Ms. Jacobina, I with us. So really have a thought that we will need Mr. Kadot. Mr. Brian, are you with us? We will need Mr. Brian and the Catalyst team in Namibia to hold in-person team. What do you think? Miss Esther, Miss Amtenya, what do you think? I think we need Mr. Brian and Catalyst team. I can see Miss Ingrid Tabeni here. Can you hear me? I think we need them in person in Namibia to see how we can close the gap and also be able to define social enterprise, social innovation in a understanding form, so we can take away this confusion of what is social enterprise and how social enterprise operate. So Miss Ingrid, if you can hear me, can give me some showers. So we need you people, we need Brian. We need Brian to come in person to Namibia so we can strengthen and close this gap. So moving on, yes, we can really see that we have enabling environment in Namibia when it comes to innovation, and we are talking about our themes like converging forces, uniting our strength, that in Namibia we really have enabling spaces where we are allowed to join our strengths to solve our issues, especially the complex issues. We know that they cannot solve the complex issues in silos, and we have seen how siloed operation have banned people in the past, and we cannot go through the same thing. And we are talking about the fading of job. Yesterday, Dr. Bonisi from SWAB Foundation Economic World Forum, he mentioned that there are some jobs that are disappearing. And also in Namibia, this morning, I read from a local newspaper called The Villager. They are talking about job apocalypse, like really that it's not about working hard anymore. It's about being relevant. And once, if we strengthen this collaboration from public sector and civil society organization, it will help us to learn what is relevant, what is needed, so that we can continue to strengthen our economy. So it's yes, Ms. Jacobina, do you want to say something?
Yes, Ms. Penina, thank you very much for that. And I think also from our side, when it comes to social innovation, we are really trying our best to, as I think, as you say, that the innovation is there. As the previous speaker said, it's there in our communities, but most of these innovators find it hard to access national programs, like even the youth fund that just came out, as well as, for example, our National Innovation Challenge. They have difficulties accessing this because I think they are being innovative without them even knowing. So we try our best to create awareness, but I think we need to do it through institutions like Ms. Penina's institution, because we cannot reach the whole country as we are just based in Windhoek, as well as strengthen policies, as well as to ensure that these social enterprises are actually answering to national development goals. So I think it's just a matter of partnership and getting away with the silo mentality, so that we can all work together towards really innovating from the grassroots all the way up.
Okay, yes. Well, we are now 11:49, means that we have 11 more minutes to wrap up our session. But before I go that, I just want to highlight the point that I want Mr. Brian to take, that the needs for Namibia, we need to raise awareness on about collaboration and innovation. We need to strengthen our policies when it comes to innovation and social enterprise creation. And we also need to more collaboration from international. We need collaboration from all over the world to help our youth to create job for themselves, and also to strengthen our economy in Namibia. So those are some points that I want Mr. Brian to take. And like I mentioned, that there's a need, you can really see that there's a need for Namibian chapter, for Catalyst to step in, so we can hold a in-person meeting to make these things clear, together with the local private sector who are willing to support us in this initiative. So is there any question in the chat that we need to answer to? Yes, Mr. Brian.
Thank you so much, Penina, as well as to all the amazing speakers from Jacobin, Esther, Dina, and everyone else who shared their insights. One thing that we can share as an office is that we are committed to supporting the Namibia chapter, not just to grow, but also to create meaningful collaboration across board. And we have taken note of all the amazing things that you've shared in this meeting. We will be following up to see how best we can collaborate, how best we can continue building the engagement. We know the journey that you have taken since Naivasha, and we are so proud of where we are at right now with Namibia chapter. And we are hoping and praying that the call you've just made for us to have an in-person meeting in Namibia, that we can actually actualize that. And so my prayer is that we can be able to work together with you and then people who are in this code as well, to be able to create that engagement. From Jacobin and her amazing organization to Esther, we'll start reaching out to you with Ms. Penina with proposals on how best we can curate an in-person session in Namibia and see if this could be one of our first goals for the first quarter of early next year. And that said, Ms. Penina, again, my blessings and congratulations to all the amazing work you guys are doing. We will continue holding hands with the Namibia chapter, and we hope that we can achieve much more, not just for Namibia, but for the Southern African region, as well as for Africa on a continental level and on the global level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kadot, Brian. So, Ms. Esther, are you with us? Do you have something to say before we close? Ms. Esther?
Yes, yes, Ms. Penina, thank you very much once again for the opportunity. I think from my side, I'm really happy to see that there's a lot of collaboration happening, in terms of creating the Namibian chapter, a lot of movement, a lot of visibility, and that is what's really needed for, social enterprises. We need to be visible. We need to, engage our constituents and let them know, educate them on what we are doing. So I see a lot of visibility, and I'm very happy to see that. I'm also, excited that early engagements were done with the National Planning Commission just to let us know that there is a Namibian chapter and we are informed of the work that you are doing. So a big kudos to that. We are looking forward to working with you and also for to basically receiving the international audience in terms of Catalyst and introducing them, connecting them, with our government constituents so that you are able to do your work and impact more Namibians and impact our region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone who wants to say something in the attendance? You can see Miss Eugenia. Miss Eugenia Ayawa. Miss Eugenia, you are muted. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Morning, Ms. Penina. No, at the moment, I do not have any question.
Okay. Thank you. So we have 5 minutes to wrap up our session. If there's no question or contribution, I really just want to thank the Catalyst team. I want to thank Mr. Brian with your unwavering, I can say unwavering support, that you have been really supporting us. You have been there for any question. I'm a person who can ask and ask and ask. Sometimes I frustrate him with my question, but he makes sure that he comes back to me. So thank you so much, Mr. Brian, for the amazing work that you are doing. Thank you for the All Catalyst team. Thank you for my people from Namibia for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Ingrid. I saw her there, and Susan. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for support. I just want to say that yes, uniting our strengths with other sectors is possible. And the second point, I say that it will not just happen in vacuum. No, there's a process, and the process that I went through, I call it that it's a process where you have a proposal at time, where you do your advocacy, you research, and you generate active support and also resources, and also you gain political commitment, because it is the political that make the enabling environment. Then from there, I used the conception process, where I have now agreement with other people, and the delivery, where I do the training, and also now we are at the point where we see how can we nurture the collaboration relationship and also sustaining this event in our country. So that is what I use. And yeah, that is how it happened here in Namibia. So thank you very much, Ms. Esther, for your support from your Namibia Planning Commission. So I appreciate all those who are here. So with this word, I think we come to the end of our session for today. If there's nothing, so we can say goodbye.